subscribe on YouTube, and rate and review us on your favorite podcast platform.
There are 4 lights.
Actually, Sir Patrick, you rate in stars, not lights, and it would really help us out a lot more if you'd give us 5.
Oh! 4 lights!
Okay, jeez, huh? Keeping Up with the Cardassians.
Can I get an oh yeah?
Are we starting out with memes?
Oh yeah!
Oh my god. Kill me.
We're back! You've watched Jeopardy! Star Trek style.
I got a perfect score.
Did you?
Yeah, the 4th time around.
Okay, yeah. We took notes.
Yeah.
You've watched
It
Jeopardy.
took me 4 times.
And now you got us, babies. We're back. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on Rob.
I already hate the new space.
Why?
Nick.
Well, he was in the old space.
I know. Something about the acoustics drowned him out.
Oh.
Anyways, welcome to Keeping Up with the Cardassians. This is Nick.
This is Rob. Actually, you should go in order now.
Yeah, this is Rob.
Yeah, this is Joe.
What is happening? We are in a new recording space. But before we say that, welcome to this lovely podcast where we talk about all things pop culture. Right now, we're specializing specifically in Star Trek. That is our specialization in general, of course. But right now, we're working our way through Star Trek The Next Generation. Today,
Da-da-da-da.
that's not right. You ended it too soon.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have
That's
2
what she said.
episodes to review today. The Ronald D. Moore written episode, Redemption, Part Faladu,
Faladu.
and Darmok
And Greg.
and
Darmok and
Gelato
Greg.
at
Oh.
Tanagra.
Just Darmok.
Darmok and Gelato at
Large fry.
Darmok. Anyways, we're going to review those in the second half. We're going to pick up our season 5 review there. But we got to catch up with you because it's been a little bit of time. We took last week off because we wanted you to watch Star Trek Jeopardy, and our thoughts are, what do you think of Star Trek Jeopardy, fans? Did you enjoy it? Did you watch it? Did you pay attention? We released it on the audio podcast, but to get the full experience, you want to go to YouTube, right? Rob spent some time doing some editing.
We spent some time.
We?
Yeah.
It really upsets Rob when you do that.
Yeah.
You
No.
cannot single out anyone
Well,
for
fuck
their
him.
hard
How about
work.
that?
You cannot single out anyone for their
Rob
hard
put
work.
this together
Yeah,
almost exclusively.
I would say exclusive.
Yeah. I think there was a point on the way home from the cruise where we were in the airport and he asked us for some input on like one category.
Yeah, for Final Jeopardy.
Yeah. And that is the extent of our credits.
And you used that one for the Final Jeopardy answer.
Yes, I think I
you
did. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. See, we did.
We did.
You know
We-
what? Rob was right.
You're right, Rob. We contributed.
See.
Yeah,
It was a group project.
yeah. And I made some crappy promos that you might have seen on Instagram. I just played around with it for a couple minutes through a program I had. So that was fun. I had fun with that. They were not great, but they worked.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I contributed. Joe, what else did you do?
Inspiration. I was his muse.
Neither one of us did much.
Yeah,
of
he
it.
was nude actually in front of
Yeah.
me while I was doing it.
It's so funny how Rob works that way, though. Rob's like, we all have to take credit. It can't just be one of us. No, it can be one of us. One of us can be gifted in something
It's
and
a
it.
it's a group effort.
It is a group effort, but like it can't always be Rob doing something or Joe doing something or Nick doing. Like, I mean, it can't always be all 3 of us. Sometimes one of us has to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like,
Are we putting the strip Jeopardy version on Patreon? Is that
That's a Patreon one.
okay?
Yeah.
see, I already filmed that version, and it's exclusively me wearing a Moogie costume.
Nice.
Yes, you're welcome.
Are you doing the Ferengi where you start off with nothing
Yeah,
and then
like-
when you get the answers right,
when
you
I-
put more
and
stuff
people
on?
are like, please let me get this answer right, please.
Why did you make them so hard?
They're too hard. What is Nick thinking right now? How would I know that? I'm gonna get that wrong. Oh my gosh! But Jeopardy, was it? You had a good time putting it together, right?
Yeah, I like the challenge.
Yeah, it's fun, and we're planning on doing more of them now. You have the general layout now, so we can release more and more Jeopardies.
Are we going to do the whole Keeping Up with the Kardashians 7 o'clock hour? Are we doing a Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy?
Well, I don't really know if you remember, but we talked about that on the show. And it's like for the Wheel of Fortune version, I asked Brody from Talk Punch in the show to, hey, is anyone waking up us out with it? And he said in the comments, which we have not read yet, let's connect.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think what we could do with that actually is have contestants.
That's what I was thinking.
Oh yes, we'll get some of our fans on here
because you can stream it.
Yes, and we can have them zoom in, and we can have them spin the wheel.
One of us could be Vanna. One of us could be Pat.
Ooh, can I wear a bathing suit?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Vanna doesn't, but sometimes she does. Like in the Hawaii episode,
I don't.
Like she's wears a top and then wears like a skirt on the bottom.
Or we could do like, you don't know Jack with Patreons would be fun.
That would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would be fun. Just some game nights.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we had a show meeting.
Let's do it.
It has. We haven't had show meetings in a while. Well, our lives have been so crazy. All of us.
I mean, on air.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It has been a while. Yeah. So there are some things we do want to talk about today beyond Star Trek Jeopardy. There's a couple things, and the question is, do we talk about them? For instance, Thunderbolts came out this last week. I saw it. Rob saw it. He cheated on us. He went with another man.
I heard.
So we could talk about that.
It is what it is at this point.
You could talk about that briefly, but I do want to talk about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because there's some stuff there. I also want to talk about some rumors I heard about a Deadpool
Rumor.
movie. Yeah.
I thought the same thing. We need that drop.
Yeah. Rumor. Yeah. And then Hush 2, or are we going to wait to talk about that until Joe reads it?
I just got it today, so I'll read it.
Yeah,
and
okay.
We'll come back next week.
You can read it right now.
That's
what I did.
I did text Rob that. I'm like, you want me to just read it during the show?
Yeah, read it during the show, man. Just read it. No, that's a good one. It's a good read. I thought it was a fairly quick read. The artwork was good in it. I like the artwork this week, but we'll talk about it next week. I also want to talk about how badly I want to see Sinners because
I do too.
Like,
well, good luck. Good news for both of you. It's coming. They're re-releasing it to theaters.
It's in the.
It's still in the theaters.
Well, no, Then why did I say? Or did they extend the release?
They might have extended it.
Because I read an article that
it's
said
still
they were
killing it at the box office.
They're extending the release.
Yeah, because maybe they were going to release it to digital sooner or something like that.
I swear I read something like that.
Let me look up Sinners extended.
I make stuff up.
Release.
If you're new to the show, I just make stuff up and run with it.
It expands into IMAX 70 millimeter for extended summer.
Okay, so that's what it was.
Starting May 15th in select theaters. Oh gosh.
So let's go see it in IMAX 70 millimeter.
I've heard it's absolutely amazing, and I really want to see that one. And I've heard so much good things about it. It's made. So remember when they said original movies can't
property?
Yeah, it is.
That's what I'm saying.
It's an original property.
Okay.
And they said they can't make money, and also it's a basically an all black cast. They said they couldn't make money. Look at this. Hey, big surprise, folks. People will go see movies if they're good movies.
Mm-hmm. They will,
and they're seeing Sinners. I think right now its budget was $90 million. It's at $187 million, which it doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a rated R flick. And
that there's inherent restrictions there.
Yeah. So, I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Oh, 187 million doesn't seem like a lot. Why don't you ask Snow White?
Too soon. But yeah, I might actually go see it later today. I'm thinking about it. It depends. It depends on what my schedule looks like. Because I
do want to see it in that 70 millimeter though.
Right.
IMAX.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything that gets released on IMAX, that's always my preferred method of viewing.
Yeah.
Can I piggyback off this?
Of
course
course
you
you can. Hop on, baby.
I read an article the other day that I think it was on Screen Rant. I'm not sure, but that all the editors listed out all the movies coming out this summer.
Yeah.
And they listed their top 10. So
Okay.
I'm just going to go over some of the highlights of what's coming out, and you guys give me the top 2 that you want to see.
Okay.
Thunderbolts Final Destination Bloodlines,
Want to see that?
Lilo and Stitch, Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, How to Train Your Dragon, 28 Years Later, Megan, The New Jurassic World, Superman, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Fantastic Four,
Oh my gosh.
Naked Gun. Naked Gun.
Wow.
Okay.
None of those are original properties.
What's interesting is, none of them are original properties, but
Those are the big ones that are coming out.
I want to see most of those.
Yeah, but what would be like if you had to rank the top 3?
Superman.
Superman, Final Destination,
Ooh, nice.
and
Oh, I forgot
28 years later.
I forgot Ballerina.
Superman 28 years later, and probably Mission Impossible would be my top 3.
Mission Impossible will probably be top 5.
28 years later, though, I really want to see that. I love the first 2.
My top 3 are Superman, Mission Impossible, Ballerina.
You didn't even say Ballerina.
I forgot it.
Look at him.
He's intentionally leaving him off.
On this list,
I'm
it
cool
was
with
like,
that.
I wouldn't view that as a big release, though.
well, for
I'm
me it is
cooler
because I'm
than
a big
you
fan of
guys.
John Wick.
I know, but like those movies are going to be box office hits.
Yeah.
I don't think Ballerina will necessarily
Ruben
get
Yaga's in
box.
Just kidding.
It's not going to be.
So this article had Thunderbolts is number 2, which until like last week, no one really cared about, and then they started marketing it really well.
And the
it changed.
reviews came out.
And number 1 was Fantastic Four. Like Superman was 4
Oh,
or
I didn't
5.
even mention Fantastic Four, and I do want to see that. That's
I
probably
thought
like
the
4.
Fantastic Four trailer was really
The
good.
new one, I thought they did a nice course correction.
Yes.
The first one, I thought, I'm like,
The one we just watched one.
yes.
That one.
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
one was
that,
good.
that one looked really good.
But I was a little surprised that both those movies were above like Superman, for example.
I'm not, because I don't think Superman is doing a really good job advertising.
I don't think they're advertising at all right
Yeah,
now.
I think they're really dropping the ball here.
See, I'm thinking maybe they start attacking it in June
I have a
when it comes out in July.
lukewarm take. I don't think Superman is for the masses.
I don't think so either anymore.
It's not. It's. I don't know. It just doesn't have. It
he's
doesn't
too
have
old school?
kind of. It just doesn't have universal appeal anymore. It
Which is
seems too.
Hopeful,
Positive,
Yeah.
cheerful.
I think people are.
happy.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to be that, but I don't know. Superman just doesn't seem like it has the cachet that it used to have.
But hear me out. Hear me out. Rachel Brosnahan.
Okay, you have my attention.
Ay, puppy.
I think we have his attention too.
Rachel Brosnahan.
So if you're
She's
listening,
gorgeous.
734-494-0980, what movie are you looking forward to the most this summer?
Yeah.
And drop
And-
your review down below.
Down below.
Hey, hit that
I
subscribe
like
while you're
that.
at it.
I like that. Both Final Destination and I Know What You Did Last Summer are coming out.
So you mentioned Final
Seems like
Destination.
1998 all over again.
I know.
Final
Jennifer
Destination
loves
2.
you.
Yes. Final Destination 2 was one of that movie was so Final Destination 1 too, but part 2 was so good. I wonder if it's gonna
I was having this.
go anywhere near it.
First of all, no, it doesn't, because what I was trying to explain this to my kids about the generational impact that movie had.
Yeah.
Everybody of a certain generation, everybody who's probably in their mid 30s to mid 40s right now, maybe late 30s to mid 40s, saw that movie, Final Destination or Final Destination 2 or both, whatever, and it changed their brain. It like the way that people drive different because of that movie.
Yeah.
How often are you going to get behind a truck carrying
A
cars
log
or
loader?
logs?
Yeah, log truck. No, thank you.
Or it just
It messed with me, man. It messed with me.
And I was like, I was just trying to explain. I'm like, it was everybody who saw that movie. It immediately impacted the way that they lived their lives.
Yeah. I
don't know that because of the access to internet constantly and memes and videos and all that stuff, that we're so overwhelmed with all this stuff that we're desensitized to anything that's shocking.
yeah.
That it won't. I just don't think it'll have the immediate and lasting traumatizing power that the original two had.
You know, I do want to see this, but I'm going to wait for someone else to tell me that, okay, there's something similar to the log scene.
Yeah.
There's something there where it's feasible that this is everybody's thought about it thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
And like I watched that scene. I think it was on YouTube and it suggested it. I'm like, all right, I'll watch it again. And it's such a well executed scene because it's patient.
Mm-hmm.
It builds, and then it goes to hell.
Yeah, it does.
And then it does it over again, and you're like, oh wow. So if they can do something, if they can touch something like that, I'm in.
Yeah.
And I know what you did last summer. I mean,
That's just fun.
it's just fun.
What's the
And JLH is in it again. So
what's the production studio that did all those? It was
New Line Cinema.
New Line Cinema.
Get the screams in there.
Yep.
Everybody scream.
I never saw Final Destination 3 though. I only saw 1 and 2. So
I don't think I
saw it
stopped
at D3.
somewhere.
I think I stopped
they
after
only
3.
did 3, right?
I think there's 5.
I think there's 5 or at least 4.
Let me look them up. Final Destination.
Because I know I can see that box
Oh
art
yeah,
for 4.
you're right.
I think there's 5, and then this is like the reboot. So this would technically be the 6th, I believe.
Because they started bombing, right? They weren't as good.
Yeah, 1 and 2 were gangbusters. 3 fell off a little bit,
I
and
did
then
see 3
it's
because it was terrible compared to 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And then 5
And
must have
that's-
been terrible.
And that's when I swore them off.
Yeah.
Because they were just dialing it in at that point.
Yeah, and I mean they just the same thing happened with Screams.
Yeah, you're right.
Scream 1 and 2, great. Scream 3, not so much. 4, garbage, and then because that audience grows up a little bit, and they don't want to see the same thing over and over again, and you don't have.
But I also think they got lazy with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. All right, cool. Well, there's that. And next up on the agenda, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I got my problems, and I got to tell you.
I have my
about 'em.
problems, too.
I got my problems, and I got to tell you about them. So,
I got news. You both got problems.
yeah, that's true.
We've all got problems.
We do, man. We do.
734-494-0980.
Tell
us your problems.
What medicines are you taking? Are you taking Prozac? Are you taking Prilosec? For
Yes, call up
bad
and break
heartburn?
HIPAA laws.
Yeah. Well, that's not breaking HIPAA
It's
laws
not
if they tell about their own stuff.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
could tell us about their issues.
Yeah, we just can't
Have
be
your
doctors.
doctors call and tell us all.
That would break HIPAA laws.
About your
Yes, that
issues.
would break
My medication is cocaine.
Ibuprofen.
I got my own pharmacist.
Actually, I
got my own sweatshop.
I take a ton of vitamins, like a whole
Really?
Yeah, probably 10 different vitamins.
I always have-
take
like
quite a
vitamins.
bit. I have one that has a lot of vitamin D in it. As in D's nuts.
Okay.
I can. Never mind.
I
was
mean,
gonna
like
say that.
individual ones. Like I'll take
Isn't your wife that takes the vitamin D?
but I'll take like a vitamin B complex, a vitamin C, vitamin D, fish oil, like
So
I take a 1 a day. That's
and
what
then
do.
I take a Flintstone vitamin.
can I ask
10
something about the
million strong.
vitamins?
I knew that about you.
Do they actually do anything?
What?
Vitamins.
Yes,
Do they?
they do. It overwhelms. Like you don't need because it has like 500% of what you would normally need or 1,000%. It's just to get it. They're supplements. It's to supplement your diet.
I always think that stuff just is fake.
Some of them are, but some of them. I mean, I've noticed benefits.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame came out, right? The 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees have come out. And here are the inductees for this year. Bad Company. Makes sense.
Okay.
Chubby Checker. Why he wasn't in there already, I do not know. Joe Cocker. Why he wasn't in there already.
Great name.
I don't know.
Why?
Cindy
Okay.
Cindy Lauper.
Okay.
Outcast.
Okay.
Salt and Pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Soundgarden.
Mm-hmm.
And the White Stripes.
Okay. That's a good class.
There's some additional people included: Tom Bell, Nikki Hopkins, Carol
there's like-
Kay,
there's like
Lenny
performance-
Waronker, and Warren Zevon.
Yeah, there's like performance categories,
Wow,
subcategories.
ooh, werewolves in the night.
Lauren Zevon?
What's the criteria?
Oh yeah, Zevon. I pronounce things really
What's the
wrong.
criteria to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
There's no criteria.
Because they did a fan vote.
You
right?
can't be country music. Oh, that's not even true.
Fans could vote, right? Fans could vote on who they wanted to. Which one of those artists that I listed do you think was number one on that fan vote? to
White
get them in?
Stripes.
False.
Really?
Because the correct answer is none of those bands.
None of
Because
them.
the one that was voted on by the fans is not getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Who's voted on by the fans?
Fish.
Ugh.
I know you don't like them, but they deserve to be in there.
They do.
And I don't.
I have no problem. I have no problem. That was my reaction. I get why they would be in there.
So
Listen,
How long has the White Stripes been around to be in there already?
they started in, I believe it's
they haven't been-
97?
okay. It's 20.
98?
It's 25. The criteria is, I believe, 25 years from your first album.
Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And they haven't been together for 16 years, I think, give or take.
Yes, it's been 6.
It's
Yep.
been 16. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they do not have a good relationship. They don't think she's going to show up at all.
I would love for her to. I don't think she's going to either.
And
I
they're
would
not gonna-
give
she's not
any.
gonna
I would
perform.
give anything for her to at least be there. I don't think she's going to play.
No, she's not going to play. She's not a great drummer, anyways. But that was not
But
the point of
that
her.
was not. She never needed to be a great drummer.
Yeah.
Actually, if she was a great drummer, the White Stripes would have lost a little bit of
Exactly. There's something about the simplicity of the
Mm-hmm.
music. Yes. So Outkast is the headlining act, which is awesome. That means they're going to perform together. They haven't performed
In
together
a long
in
time.
a long time. And the only thing that he's performing these days is his flute album, Andre 3000.
Skin flute?
No, he
Oh.
like classical flute music playing.
Speaking
Really?
of people
I
that
think, yeah.
do not like each other,
I think they got over it.
have they gotten over it?
I think they have.
I don't know,
I don't
man.
know about that.
Not a fact
They
check.
are very different personalities. Those
Yes.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the problem. One is so like Andre 3000 is just
All about the art. He's about the art.
Yeah, it's always
art
been about the
part
art.
of it.
Exactly. I think, and it's probably to a point where it's a little pretentious for him.
Or annoying.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be hard with Big Boy, where he's in it because he enjoys rapping and enjoys the lifestyle.
Can we get Andre 3000 with Powerman 5000 and
Power Andre 8000.
I was going to
Yes.
say Andre Man 8000. I would like that. Andre Man.
Power Andre?
Power Andre 8000.
Padre.
Padre.
Is
Is that a list of the nominees?
These are the nominees.
Okay. There's a.
Fish?
So Fish didn't get in. Oasis didn't get in this year, which is I find that very surprising.
I don't.
Billy
they,
Idol.
They only have.
Joy Division and New Order should be in. Absolutely. They should already be in.
Mariah Carey and the Black Crows.
Oh, gosh.
I think both of them should be in.
I think Mariah Carey, for as big as she was/is,
Yeah, she should be in.
I think, and it's not really rock and roll. So why isn't she in?
Well, Cindy Lauper's in. Whitney
Mariah
Houston is in.
Mariah
Well,
Carey
that's
is
what
bigger
he's
than
saying,
Cyndi
like-
Lauper ever was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what. I mean,
And I just blows my mind. Like, I'm like, all right, Mariah Carey will get in. But apparently this is the third year she has not got in.
I think it's not. I don't think it's so much as if they were actually talented. It's who plays the game, right?
Right.
I don't imagine Mariah Carey playing the game to get in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, or
No.
the Black Crows, or Fish.
Yes.
I think there's
Or
probably,
Oasis.
or Oasis.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can get.
they're probably like, look, guys, you just got back together. Give it a minute. Like,
And broke up.
So I can almost get Oasis, right? They were huge for a couple albums, but like it didn't last long, right?
but they were the biggest band in the world. They
like 20 seconds though,
No.
before they self-destructed.
no, from like 94 to 2000.
They were.
No, to 2000.
Yes.
Oasis. Let me look it up. Oasis.
Given it's not my kind of music, I think I only know one song of theirs.
Definitely maybe was 94.
Okay.
What's the Story was 95.
Definitely maybe with 93, 94. Morning Glory, 95, 96. There you go. That was it.
No.
They had Be
Here
another
Now.
one. Yeah, but that
Are
one
they
wasn't
the
a
Wonderwall
hit.
people?
What was it? The album after that was Be Here Now, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
but that one wasn't a hit.
Yeah, it was. They had hits on that album. And then after that was what was it? The Master Plan? No.
Yeah, but you're naming albums that weren't like.
I know, but what I'm saying is from Be Here Now, they had a hit or two on Be Here Now. From 94 to 90 or to 2000, they were the biggest band in the world. I mean, they were massive. They reignited the British invasion. And then you had bands like Blur.
Let's see. Grammy Awards, 2 nominations. Never won a Grammy? Wow.
That's
Brit
Mariah Carey
Awards,
had
they
the
won
most
6.
number ones other than the Beatles for a long time. Mariah Carey.
yeah.
They didn't win any American awards. I mean, that doesn't necessarily surprise me in that era of music, right?
Yeah.
They were, yeah. But okay, so that's kind of part of why I think they might not be in there. They didn't have yes, they might have been huge, but not in America, and I think that's factoring.
I think that's wildly inaccurate. I think they were massive in America.
They were not.
I
Massive
don't think
America.
massive because I would know them better. At least know them better.
I think you guys are crazy.
Oasis.
I think you guys are crazy. I think they weren't as big here as they were in the UK.
Give us a comment.
But they were
below.
they were huge here.
All right, here we go. Let's see. How many albums? Morning Glory was a hit album in the United States, but it sold 5 million copies. It was the 63rd best-selling rock album of the 90s. In comparison, Limp Bizkit's Chocolate Starfish
Hold on.
and
Limp
Hot
who?
Dog Flavored Water.
Biscuits.
Biscuits.
16 million.
Limp Discus.
Limp Bizkit's 16 million copy. Creed, Human Clay, 12 million.
How are you going to
Matchbox
compare
20,
anyone to Creed?
Matchbox 20.
That's unfair.
10 million albums.
Matchbox 20 album was dope.
So,
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to retract your statement yet?
No, I really am not.
The facts don't lie,
What about
bro.
number one hits as far as singles?
Oasis number one singles in the United States?
Yeah, versus-
Wonderwall had to have been a number one.
Oh, it had to have been.
I got that one right.
Maybe you're gonna be the one who's saying that. After all, you're my Wonderwall. I'm really struggling to find. Here we go. Oasis number one singles. How many number one singles? It's 8 UK number one singles.
Okay. So is this like
Never in the United States.
how high did Wonderwall get on the Billboard 200?
Let's
I
find
had
out.
to get up there a little bit because
One single US.
Is this like is this the Ichiro argument where like his
he belongs
Japanese stats don't count?
He had 3,000 hits in the United States, so yes, he belongs.
Lou Whitaker.
Lou Whitaker definitely belongs in the Hall of Fame. Don't even get me
So
started.
we're not going to count. Is it just the U.S. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is that what it is?
I mean, we're in the U.S. Just so you know.
All right, it reached number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100, but never number 1. It did peak number 1 on the Modern Rock tracks
Okay.
for 10 weeks,
Okay.
but never number 1 overall song. All this is to say is Joe's wrong. They weren't as popular as he said they were. They're super talented, though.
I really
Don't get me
thought they
wrong.
were more popular. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what?
I guess
I
but-
actually thought they would have been too, and I was just doubling down, and then the facts backed me up, and then I
Then
got
you just-
really cocky about it.
Damn it.
Yeah. I was expecting to lose that argument, but
It's okay.
But facts don't lie.
I was just here for the ride.
Yeah, it was a good ride.
All that being said, I do think maybe is this the first year? 94. No, this is not the first year that they'd be eligible.
Right, because
So
first
I am-
album was released in '91, right?
No, their first album was 94.
So after
So it'll be
so,
2020 or 2019.
so after all that, should Oasis be in this class versus Chubby Checker, who should have probably been in years ago? Cyndi Lauper, the White Stripes. I'll make. I just wish I knew.
I my own personal tastes is
Well, just put it.
I would put him in over Cyndi Lauper.
Yes,
I would put him in probably over Chubby Checker.
and yeah,
Chubby Checker had like 1.5 hits. He had the twist
Let's
and then
twist
let's twist
again.
again.
Hey, if
He's
you have
like-
a sequel to a song,
He went in the studio, was like, you know that twist song? That was a big hit for us.
we're gonna bring it back.
Yeah, run it back.
We're gonna bring it back.
What do we name it? What
about
do we
Black Crowes
name
and Mariah
it?
Carey?
What do we name it? Twist.
you know,
twist.
I-
Let's twist again
Yeah,
because we're doing it again.
yeah.
Let's do it again.
Chubby, you're onto something here.
How are we gonna do that twist? Like you did last summer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Come on, man.
let's twist again, guys. Come on, let's do this.
like you did last year.
I would argue Oasis is more deserving than the Black Crowes.
I agree.
From what I know, I would say
I would agree.
I would say Mariah Carey is more deserving than both Oasis and the Black Crowes.
I would agree. What other band?
And I would say that Fish is probably.
I would say, ooh, see, that's where it gets tricky.
I would say Fish is more deserving. I would say Mariah Carey is more deserving than Fish.
Yeah.
But I would say Fish is more deserving. The second, they're number 2.
Okay.
Because
I think I'm on board with that.
And not because of their
not because of the
touring,
numbers.
Yeah.
The number, the sales numbers don't necessarily.
It's longevity.
It's longevity. It's just like
performance.
the
amount
way
of
that they've
pot they've
cultivated
sold.
their fan base. It's
The amount of pot they've sold.
They've sold so much pot. So
They're-
much pot.
there's no other fan base like Fish fans.
And Soundgarden was on there, which is interesting. I mean,
Did
Soundgarden.
But they made it in.
They made it in.
I know. It's kind of a surprise.
It took them so long.
No, the death thing I think kind of gets you in.
It kinda pushed-
they kind of
You don't
push you in.
think they would have got in if? Do you think
They would have got in.
They would've got
They
in.
would have got in, but I
all
can
their
make,
contemporaries are in?
I can
They
make
were-
arguments.
Well, or all their contemporaries will be in.
See, I
if
love
they're not all in
Soundgarden
already.
but I can make arguments for Black Crowes, Mariah Carey, Fish, and Oasis versus them.
Oh no, I think Soundgarden over Black Crowes.
I think Soundgarden over Black Crowes.
Well, I say I can make arguments.
I would argue
I
Soundgarden
agree
over Oasis, but that would be a closer argument.
I agree
to me.
Soundgarden over Black Crowes, absolutely. But I can
Yeah,
make an argument for Black Crowes.
In a vacuum.
Yeah, pretty.
I mean, in a vacuum, you can make
well, I mean, like a pretty
argument.
a justified argument.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can make for the Black Crowes to get in, period, or to get in over certain bands.
Over like competing.
I don't know. I think the Black Crowes would be the hardest one to make the argument for.
I would agree.
I agree, but I could make the argument. I think, and I don't know a lot about the Black Crowes,
I don't
but
know.
I think
I
I
don't-
make that argument.
To where would you start?
What about the Counting Crows?
I think they'd be the
I always
last
used
one
to
on
mix
this list.
them up years ago. Not like actually like
The
you know,
names and versus Adam
Duritz.
Thank you,
Adam Hamilton,
Adam Fred Durst.
Fred Hamilton,
I would.
Alexander Hamilton.
Ooh, Black Crowes or Counting Crows to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I'd probably go with Black Crowes because of longevity, right?
Counting Crows
Counting
have
Crows have
been
been
around
around
since
a long time.
'94.
But they don't. I don't think they're much anymore, are they? And Black Crowes
They're still
tours
around.
around.
and sells
And the
out.
guy had amazing dreadlocks.
He shaved
Listen,
them, man.
Oh, we should do the tail of the tape.
Oh my gosh.
Who pulled more ass, Adam Duritz or Chris Robinson?
I'd say Chris Robinson personally.
Adam Duritz pulled legendary tail.
Did he?
Yes, absolutely.
I would say Counting Crows over Black Crows actually, because you got Mr. Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got Round Here, you got Accidentally in Love, Long December. Beyond that, I'm out of it.
Oh, he's kind of already proven that,
But they did a cover of Big Yellow Taxi.
Yes.
which I don't like that song. Either any version.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Amy Grant did one. Didn't like that. Didn't like the Black.
Amy, I would not like the. I can't imagine I would like the Amy Grant version of Big Yellow Taxi.
You can remember I had to grow up with Christian music.
They're still,
No, it's just it doesn't seem like a song that would fit her
Yeah.
talent.
they're still touring, by the way.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Of course.
they've also won Grammys
yeah.
for
I
best
think
new
Because
new
for
artist.
pulling this
and
tail.
Round
I think
Here.
that's a closer argument than
I honestly think they helped you get Grammys.
They won favorite alternative artist at the AMAs. They won Grammy for best new artist and for best rock vocal performance for Round Here. They won a
Rock.
Juno Award for August
Rock.
and Everything After. August and Everything After is a great album.
it is.
All right, gentlemen, we need to move on. We got
One quick thing: free comic book days today. So you're listening to it.
So if you're
Monday.
listening to this on Monday, I hope
Yeah.
you went.
I hope you hope you time travel.
yeah. Gentlemen,
Open hailing frequencies.
frequencies
Frequencies
are
open.
open. So we got a couple voicemails that came in. Here goes the first one. Wait, I lied because it's not working for some reason. Why isn't it not working? No! What happened? Oh, that's why.
Is it a mute?
Let's try it again. It was muted.
I don't know, man.
Oh my God, you guys are so funny. I totally fell for you.
That was meant for me.
I wanted to say I'm so happy you guys took a break so that I could get caught up and leave you this voicemail regarding the episode you're talking about today, not last week's episode or last month, but hopefully today you're talking about Darmok. And I wanted to tell you that my son wrote his college essay on this episode,
Really?
referencing when we moved to Japan and how he was very nervous about the communication issue. But based on Jean-Luc Picard's experience in the Darmok episode, he realized and thought to himself, oh my gosh, I'm just going to try to figure it out based on the circumstances, based on the references. just really listen and understand. And he built his whole college essay on the Darmok episode and graduated with honors from the Ohio State.
Gross.
Okay, I just wanted to leave you with that.
All right, there's one more.
Only in Ohio State will they let you get away with writing an essay about a TV show.
Here we go.
Trek.
Okay. I know you're going to give me shit for how I ended that call, so I'm calling you back to say that I peacefully coexist with former Michiganders. My neighbors are graduates of University.
I have
of
Michigan friends.
We love each other. We have keys to each other's houses, and we share our vanilla and our sugar and our flour and canned.
It's poisoned
and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, and I also wanted to say, hey, thank you for your previous support, everything you've done in the past to help Chris's game, Song for War, Mediterranean Theater on Kickstarter. We're 96% funded as of this moment. So thanks again for everything you've done for us, and hopefully we'll make the Kickstarter this time, and their dream can come true. All right, thanks, guys. Bye.
Yeah, we got to get out. I haven't put into the Kickstarter.
96% funded as of that call.
So it's a game, Song for War, Mediterranean Theater. It's on Kickstarter. Fund it, folks.
It looks fun.
It does look a lot of fun.
And Annette sent some pictures and some promos I got thrown on the
Excellent.
Instagram. But I got to do that because I just been
excellent.
busy lately.
Yeah. So
we need to link her.
Can we link the
Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just pulled it up now. Let's see where we're at. A Song for War. Here we go. Let's see what their funding is at. Oh, they reached their goal. Hey, congratulations. Yay. I'm going to back this project right now live on air. I'm going to pledge. Okay, Song for War. Receive one copy of the game with unlocked stretch goals and access to the pledge man. Oh, there's a $49 pledge and a $79 pledge. Which one should I do? Let's see.
I'll go in with you since we'll play the game together.
Should we do the $79 one?
Sure.
Go all in and support them. All right, continue payment.
Balls deep with songs.
Going in. All right, so Annette, thank you for calling in. But you're right. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to talk about the Darmok episode because of those things.
Dude, do you know what Instagram and the memes are going to look like this week?
Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be
I've been
good.
saving them for a while.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good. So,
Oceanfront.
We also got another call, it was a text. We got a text from a good friend of the show.
Some bum.
Named Bill. And
Bill's not a bum.
There's a couple things that he had to say. First of all, he said to me, Nick's rating on the one episode is why terrorists hate us.
Exactly. See? The terrorists win, Nick,
Redemption last episode.
I disagree. Did he have anything else to say?
Yeah, you suck. That's what he said.
He did say you suck.
What else did he say? Was that it?
And he made a good point.
Who's going to pull up the YouTube comments?
I got it.
All right, you get the YouTube comments. Oh, no, you don't have the YouTube comments.
I'm pulling up the YouTube comments right now.
You lied.
How are we at? We're up a host. What?
Well, there's a couple on Jeopardy, and there's a couple on the episode before.
Gosh, you're taking forever. This is such a disappointment.
I clicked on the wrong episode because you made me do it.
You're not good with fingers. Gotcha.
You
was that?
You actually can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Brody from Talk Punch said that the Shawshank Redemption was a paycheck movie.
I think he's right.
I
think he's right. I think
really?
He did it, not expecting much out of it.
And it ended up being one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah.
And it bombed at the box office.
That's
if you recall.
What? Dick Tracy is not streaming anywhere.
Nope.
How's it not on Disney Plus? Isn't it?
That's what Dee said.
Yep.
Oh,
Not
wow.
wrong. Not wrong. Not wrong. Not wrong at all.
Oh, I like this one. Joe is right. It starts out good.
God.
Joe is right. You guys have a good, healthy flow, especially for your ages.
What? Huh?
I think he's talking about urine. I don't even know what we were talking about.
I don't know what we're talking about, but
that context,
hold on.
I'm scared now.
He timestamped it, so.
you just wanted to focus on the Joe is right part.
Hey,
didn't
it
you?
started off great.
You just wanted to
So let's hold
focus
on here.
that,
We
and
got-
it's just uncalled for.
Dick Tracy was a Disney movie apparently, and it's not on Disney Plus.
What? What?
Ooh, I like that sound.
Oh, that was the Kickstarter. I just backed.
About the top 10 actors of all time.
We're in a fight. We're in a fight.
Just do your maybe if you cut your summaries down from 18 minutes each.
Cash me outside, baby. How about that?
If we're looking to trim the fat, I think we should start at the summaries.
Oh, it's so hurtful.
Okay, so he likes
our
flow. Yeah.
the way we fight with each other.
Well, good news.
Good news, because it's happening a lot, my friend. Yeah. We don't get along. You know, we're like Mario and Peba and Rod Allen on who were fighting in the Tigers broadcast booth.
Brody, one of the last comment I'll share from Brody's rundown. It says, "You guys in Duluth. I love how underwear at Costco is enough to completely derail not only the review but the entire discussion.
Oh my gosh,
on understanding emotions."
It totally did too, because I went and watched it based off of that. And we are like in this really deep conversation, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "Oh my gosh, oh my god,
bro!" They have underwear at Costco.
I have to ask you a question though. Have you worn the underwear or their clothes? I'm just saying.
I am wearing a Duluth hoodie today and Duluth pants and Duluth underwear.
Yeah,
today.
I've got currently have Duluth
my
straws on.
My T-shirt is Star Trek Cruise.
I have Calvin Klein underwear on.
Oh, okay. No one cares.
Whatever.
No one cares.
And I have a shirt that I got on the Star Trek cruise from Belize.
Oh, nice.
Can you believe it? All right.
It's unbelievable.
It's
you know
unbelievable.
how many fucking shirts they had on it said it's unbelievable?
Of course they did.
Oh my God. Every shop was like, it's unbelievable.
Should we move on to Star Trek?
Charles Diamond commented a few times on the Jeopardy one, so I just want to say thanks, Charles.
Do you want to read some?
I don't have it up.
He just had some had some suggestions for themes and everything like that.
Let's check and see if anybody posted their Jeopardy score.
Some people did, yes. I think Brody had like 600 at the end of the game.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I had a perfect score, like we said.
Yeah. Dave Office TV said, "This was tough. Thanks for not making it way too easy like many of these trivia things I've done in the past. Keep them coming."
Yep.
So Charles said, "Great job, Rob." Someone got 3,800 because they lost points.
Did you notice how he said "great job, Rob" and not "great job"?
Oh, it said "great job, guys." All Rob and guys.
Oh, dang! Yeah.
Don't fact check
that.
So yeah, it's been 3,800 is the high score that's been noted allegedly.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Talk Punch got 600.
All right,
but yeah, everybody enjoyed it. It's not too difficult, but it's not a breeze.
Some of them are.
Well, yeah, because
you know what I think of it?
It stinks.
Nice. Nice.
No, I thought it was great.
I think you're great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right.
Tarmac. Chaladad.
That's redemption first, bro.
Tanagra.
Large fry.
Super size. All right. Redemption part Faledu. Cleon's still fighting.
All right.
Cleon's still fighting, but it ends with them not fighting.
I
think there's a happy medium somewhere in between what you normally
Cleons
do.
are still fighting. Jean-Luc Picard wants to get involved, but the Federation's like, we got to stay out of it. And he's like, can we at least go to the border so we can catch the Romulans in the act of aiding the Cleons? And they're like, you can go by the border, but you can't cross the border. So they go by the border, and he assigns all the crew to a ship, including Data. He becomes the captain of a ship. Meanwhile, the Duras sisters try to seduce Worf to switch sides. He refuses to switch sides. And while this is happening, Gowron basically loses everyone on his side. Like he's basically screwed. But while this is happening, they make one final attack, and they do a lot of damage to the House of Duras. and the Romulans try to come over the border, but as they're trying to come over the border, Data on his ship, who has a first officer who doesn't trust him,
Douchebag.
catches them in the act.
Racist.
Yeah.
Romulans
I
are
wrote down
exposed for
racist.
helping the Klingons. The Klingons get pissed, and now they're done with the Duras sisters. They're like, "Get out of here! We don't want any part of you." He is crowned the Chancellor. He gives Worf a chance to reclaim his honor by killing the young Duras child. Worf refuses, and he accepts, or he asks to become go back into the Federation. He's welcome back. Meanwhile, a woman who looks like Tasha Yar is involved. Turns out it's Tasha Yar's daughter, because when she traveled back in time, she survived the attack from yesterday's Enterprise, but was taken on as a concubine of a Romulan officer.
And banged one of them.
Well, I mean, I don't think she had a choice. So the Romulan officer had a kid with her. When she tried to escape, he killed her. She grew up and is evil. The end. Is that pretty good?
I don't mean that.
Hold on, Nick. I got a throwback for you.
What?
She's a female.
That's
I don't mean that.
You can't keep bringing that back. This was the one where Ronald Reagan visits that too.
Oh, no, I thought it was the first episode.
teenage boy. I hadn't had any of that spring water fed to me by the hands of a teenage boy.
Oh gosh.
Had any of that spring water.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can just let that play on a loop.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Okay. I thought this episode was better than the first one.
Oh, great. So 6?
5.75.
What did these rate it? 5.5?
5, I think.
I don't think that's true. Is it?
It was not higher than 6.
It was not a great rating. I will fully admit that. I can pull it up. Rob. You don't need to pull it up. I got it, Rob.
It's a race.
And we're not even reviewing yet. Why are you doing this to me? I gave it a 5.5.
Okay, I was
Okay,
right.
you're right, Joe.
Can you say that again?
No, I can't. I have a speech impediment.
Oh dear.
That's all right. It's on YouTube. I can just go there.
That's true. You could. There's other places you can go to.
I like this episode. I don't know that I would say I liked it more than the first, but I liked it. I didn't like it less.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very good continuation of the story.
I there's one thing I didn't like about it as much as the first episode, which is they had a lot more going on, and I think each story could have used more time to breathe.
Okay, that's fair. Because there was a lot going on.
There was a lot more
with
going
on.
the addition of the Data storyline.
Yes.
There was
Which I thought was a good story.
I thought it was a
personally.
good. I thought
So we'll start there.
okay because I thought that could have been its own A plot
Yes, I would agree with
instead
that.
of wedging it in here. There could have been another situation where there was another ship that needed a captain.
Yeah.
I thought that was a worthwhile storyline, and for as much as that guy was a douche, I thought the dynamic there was very good. I liked it. I was kind of disappointed that they didn't spend more time with that storyline. It was more like, we'll set it up, we'll give you one piece of evidence that says like he doesn't trust him, and then we'll go to the final situation where
I
Data
thought
kind of resolves it.
And then
and
he
wins
calls
him and wins him
captain.
over.
Yeah, exactly.
this episode could have been better benefited from a DS9ing, which is just make this episode 2 episodes: Redemption 2, Redemption 3.
Or really,
But it was, it was 2 episodes, kind of.
Yeah,
But
this particular episode,
yeah,
especially the Data
3
storyline.
plot.
Like
yeah.
if you
Even
stretch, if you made him a captain in the last episode somehow, right? And moved up the blockade part, not the blockade,
not the
but
block, at least the infant stages.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
exactly.
I thought that could use more time. I thought Sela could have used more time. I thought the Klingons could have used more time. But I still really enjoyed it.
But because they were all good storylines.
Yeah. Like even in the Klingon stuff, there were sub storylines that could have used more time.
I thought I was very intrigued and interested and invested in the Klingon stuff.
Yeah, I mean, obviously his first officer was a dick.
Yeah.
Racist.
And even up front,
Bastard.
So when Picard was assigning ships, he left Data out, and Data's like, "Well, if you don't feel it's time for an android," Picard was like, "Dick move, dude."
Well, and I think actually that gives some clout to this first officer of him on the ship questioning him, right? Because even his own captain was going to pass him over because he's an android.
So that means it's not just the one guy. There's an underlying thought
Exactly.
that in Starfleet that because he was the first, right? The first android.
The only at this point, yeah.
Well, and this is like where Data checks Picard on this, Picard has a choice to make. Am I going to let my bias win out and be like, no, I'm good with this? Or he's going to be like, crap, you're right. Like, let me reconsider this. I would have considered you if you were like flesh and blood. So yeah, you're a captain now. And he chooses to make him a captain where this other guy can't get past that bias. Right. And which is a really fascinating thing because it's not like Data is any less capable for Picard or this guy, but this guy lets who Data is get in the way of trusting him.
Initially, I didn't think I was going to enjoy this part of the story very much because they just did this with Geordi like in season 2 or whatever it was.
Yeah, where he was took command. Yeah,
but they did a nice
Oh,
job.
so a black guy this time.
Yeah,
jeez,
a lot of racism in Starfleet.
I know.
They say there's no racism.
Listen, we need our white captains.
Yeah.
And a blind guy. He was blind too. Yeah. Don't forget.
I think the blind part is probably more. They're like, how can you be the captain? You're blind. You can't see shit.
You can't hit the broadside of a starship.
To like shoot the phasers at that ship.
On
They're
the
like, sir,
bright
that's a
side-
Wendy's.
On the bright side, space is infinite, so it's really hard to crash into things. Like the
Ask
odds.
Deanna Troy.
You'd be so. There's a lot of explosions in space for it being so infinite. And
I know,
crashing
right?
into
Isn't
stuff.
there? And a lot of noise in space too. It doesn't
know.
make any sense.
Well, it's the new technology.
Yeah, exactly.
I did enjoy the scene.
They pipe in noise.
The first meeting where Data like takes over the ship. He's like, I'm the captain of the ship. And he's like, okay, I request to be transferred. And he's like, okay, that was well reasoned. Request denied.
I know.
And he just goes right back to working. The guy's just left there, standing there. You know what's so funny though is no one else on the ship has a hard time answering the Data. It's just that first officer, and it's like, how about you get your head out your ass, dude? Because you're the only one who's the problem. I can understand if the whole crew had an issue, because then the first officer has a really good point. Like, you don't have the trust of your crew,
right?
We can't,
maybe they did, and it all flows through that guy.
Maybe, but we didn't have the time to see that, right?
Yeah, which is another reason this could benefit from an expanded plot.
Yeah,
a long episode.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a dark bridge for that one too. This is like the start of those dark bridges. Like Data's ship was really.
It was. Yeah.
Well, there was a damaged ship. The lighting was bad.
Can we explain why though that these ships already don't have captains?
The Borg.
But
they're just taking
under
up all
a
the
year
captains.
ago.
Okay,
And
but
they
they would have other captains by now.
Not if the ship was damaged in the battle.
The first officers would.
That was a
become the
year ago.
captains.
They can't get a captain in a year.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. It's just an excuse to put the next generation crew.
Well, of
in
course
charge.
it is.
Like, if you can entrust Riker to be a captain of a ship,
Wait, didn't they say that
Geordi to be?
there wasn't a lot of people in the sector? Or am I making that up?
But they're
Yeah, there
still
were
on the
only
ships.
like 12. I want to say 6 or 10 or 12 ships or something in the
So
sector.
were the ships working on skeleton crews then?
I think
assuming?
they were in dry dock or whatever is getting repaired.
So even if they're sorry about that,
That's all right.
Even if they're on,
You have to read it.
it's a Kickstarter campaign. It was an email from Kickstarter because I put into
Fair enough.
Chris's thing. Even
He read
if they're skeleton crews, they still have a captain on the ship. So
a
imagine
skeleton crew would have to be like a captain and then very few people.
So imagine being the captain on that ship, and Picard comes up to you and he's like, "Yeah, here's my guy Geordi. He's never commanded a ship ever. In fact, he has a real difficult time commanding things. But now he's the captain of your ship.
He's also blind.
He's also
I took it as like they're all like in a ship repairs, and the skeleton crew would have been whatever they could put together in the area.
See, I can't.
I'd have to
buy that for
rewatch
the
it again
Federation.
now.
I mean, again. Who like we're nitpicking,
Yeah.
but it's just very convenient. It's the same thing with the courtroom episodes where they're like, "I'll be your lawyer," and it's like we don't have any actual lawyers.
The Federation doesn't have any lawyers.
Yeah, we just have to have Riker be the lawyer for.
Well,
there's no conflict, so there's no.
They have a lot of prosecution lawyers, just no defense lawyers.
Yeah. We have to have. Oh wait, Riker didn't represent Data, right? He
No,
was
that's
the
the
prosecution.
Well, that's right. Yeah, he was.
That's the Cardassians. The Cardassians have no defense lawyers.
Yeah,
they have all prosecution lawyers.
Like a landmark case, like going back to that one, a landmark case on the rights of an android. And we're like, let's have this guy who's never practiced law be the prosecuting attorney. That's a great idea. Like it's
open. It's tryouts. It's open tryouts for the defense for this guy's life.
Right. Yeah, we need a lawyer. That Cisco guy, what's he doing? Well, he's defending against the Dominion. Oh, so what? We need him in this case.
Yeah.
Sign him up. Bring him in.
But sir, we have a whole legal department. Nah, they're busy. Like, just so Anyways, that's a whole. I understand. Like, I would almost understand if they were ships that were like in dry dock being repaired and there was no crew on them. And they're like, look, we have 1,000 crew members here. We can afford to lose 400 of our crew members.
That's what I took it as, but maybe I wasn't watching as closely as I should have been.
But obviously it wasn't because there was already crew members on these
True.
ships. Like, why isn't that first officer in command of the ship?
Did you meet him?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Maybe his service record's not the best.
Yeah, and he's kind of a prick.
Well, wasn't he in command of the ship?
He was,
at the time?
and then Data comes and relieves him. He takes over, which I understand.
I'm the captain now, bitch.
I am the captain now.
You will do as I say, or I will relieve you of duty.
Yeah. Okay. Data's not supposed to have emotion. He really mimics emotion very well in those moments.
Well, see, I think
and
that's
you
a
can
program.
see anger in him.
I think that's a programming thing because
kind of like with his.
You have to
girlfriend.
react like that sometimes to get your point across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he did some kind of firmware update after Picard's like you're in charge?
Yeah, he went to the holodeck and watched like Kirk.
Yeah.
In action.
He wouldn't need to go to the holodeck. He'd just download it like the Matrix. I know Kung Fu.
I know captaincy now.
I know captaincy. Yes. I am the captain. He just watched that movie with Tom Hanks in it. And he's like, I'm good.
What was the name of that movie?
Captain Phillips?
No.
Maybe it was.
Captain Phillips?
No, that was the plane
Boom,
movie.
suckers! Captain Phillips 2013 nickname.
Really? What a shit name for a movie.
You need to not question. You can question me on music
Listen.
stuff, and you'll almost always be right.
Listen,
but on
you're
film
having
stuff,
listen. No, first of all,
I'm having a
there
good
is
day.
no. First of all, there is no category where
I'm having a good day.
You're having a
sir.
good day.
I'm on fire.
He's kind of
Listen, I when you have good days, I'll make note of it.
Thank you, sir.
Today is one of those days.
Thank you, sir. I feel good. I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife.
I'm gonna go home and bang my wife.
That's a quote from Clue. If anyone's ever seen
Yes.
that, that's a great movie. All right.
Was that the name of the movie, Clue, or wasn't it? No, I'm kidding.
wasn't it the strategy?
It was actually called Clue the movie.
It wasn't Categories the movie.
It was just called Clue.
Yeah,
I thought so, but I would just Yvette. So Redemption. We have only talked about Data's storyline.
Well, it was because that was the newest one. Let's get it out of the way.
Yeah, it's kind of the quickest one to get through. I think
the Tasha Yar one. There isn't really much to that.
There are things. I don't know how much I want to say because Sela,
pronounce it right.
I think she had a lot of potential to be like the con villain of the Next Generation, and I can't recall. I know in the movie she was never used, which is criminal.
Is this the only time we ever see her again in the
I
series?
can't recall, but I know she's underutilized because this could have been set up for such a great long-term villain that I think it's a huge missed opportunity.
I agree, and the only reason I know that she's not is because of the actress.
Yeah,
she's not known for it.
No,
I mean she is, but not like Tasha.
Yeah,
one more episode she's in.
So there's one more. I was trying to play it cool.
Oh, well,
that's
who
fine.
cares? You don't.
Yeah,
it's not a spoiler.
But I think they could have set this up as I agree, like almost like a cue.
Yeah. Well, it's like Ronald D. Moore wrote the episode, and then they dealt with Romulans in DS9. What a great antagonist that could have been to the whole process there.
Mm-hmm.
What a great antagonist it could have been in Star Trek Nemesis when they're doing with Romulans.
Well, and the idea that Picard has this connection to her, this guilt, because he allowed Tasha to go back and realizes she didn't die with honor. She was basically SA'd the rest of her life until she was killed, right? And then they had a kid out of it. That kind of sucks, right?
Yeah,
But then the fact that now this daughter is like got all this anger against him, and I would think there would be Picard trying to bring her back and trying to appeal to her human side, and which would cause a weakness in him, like he would not
a blind side.
Yeah, he would not be able to make the hard decisions where she would easily be able to do those things. So it'd be a nice cat and mouse game.
So I just think it's a huge missed opportunity. Missed opportunity.
I agree.
I could see that, yeah.
I agree. I wonder if, like, I understand, like, she wanted off the show initially, and then she's like, my bad, I want to come back.
Just kidding.
But I wonder,
I'll take anything you got.
I wonder if the way producers work and all these people are worked is like, you bit the hand that fed you, and we'll bring you back for a guest spot, but we're not going to ever feature you again because that sets a bad precedent.
Well,
I wonder if that played.
I read
at
some
all.
follow up on Memory Alpha.
Okay.
I think, and this actually was her idea. This whole thing was her idea,
Okay.
like the genesis of it. And yeah, the producers or Ronald D. Moore came up with rounded it out more.
Yeah.
But her idea to come back as Tasha was generated by her.
Yeah.
And reading what I read, there was no like, oh, yeah. It was more like, that's a good idea. Let's do this.
But then
because those producers she was spiteful towards and was spiteful towards her were no longer there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it seems like she was well liked by the cast because obviously she came back.
Yeah.
And anybody who would have been left over, probably well liked by it. And sometimes admitting your own bad decision can be enough for somebody to say, all right,
Right.
Yeah.
she's cool.
Right. I get it. Yep. I agree.
Yeah, you can come back, but guess what we did to your mom?
Romulan Bigger.
Yeah. That really sucks for Tasha, though. She was thinking she was going back to die on the Enterprise B.
Yeah.
C.
C.
Yeah.
Right? With Rachel Garrett, who had already died. She dead. And she goes back to hook up with Shooter McGavin. And her and Shooter gets...
And she ends up with Happy Gilmore.
Well, Happy Gilmore would be a good ending, wouldn't it?
Depends on your point of view. He's kind of
got anger issues.
Yeah, he's kind of weird.
He's kind of immature.
Yeah.
He talks in voices a lot, which would be really weird in your relationship. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe you're into that.
That's not the right voice. That's
No, it's not.
That's more of a
That's Schmeagol.
I thought we left that in the old studio.
Gosh, sometimes I want to drink.
It's sometimes. So we got that storyline. Now we have the Cleon storyline, the least interesting of all the storylines.
Racist.
Actually, it wasn't bad in this one, I don't think, because there's this interesting thing. Like, again, we have the Cleon Empire basically in a civil war, but they can't even afford to have their own civil war. They need the Romulans' help to do it. And the second the Romulans are out, they're like, we're screwed. Like the war. Like
well,
it
it all started because of the Romulans in the long run.
Right, but it just tells you how weak the Cleon Empire really is, like internally. It's kind of like the USSR, like an undiscovered
they're
country.
very weak.
Right, they're not strong. They project strength, but in reality, they're a complete and total mess. Like Russia right now. They
I'd want them on the ground battle with me, but as far as funding, no, you don't want them.
Yeah, you don't want them for strategic vision or anything like that.
But there's too much infighting, so you wouldn't even want the entire Klingon Empire because there's too much infighting. You're not going to
grunts, here and there. But you don't put any of them in positions of command because they're gonna.
It surprises me a little bit more that you don't like these episodes just a little bit more because, like, really, so it's the rare occurrence where this cliffhanger is written by the same guy, Ronald D. Moore.
Yep.
And watching this, his affinity or his ability to write for the Klingons really reflects a lot of his Battlestar Galactica darkness and moodiness, and to me. And to me, these kind of resemble that a little bit more than some of the other stuff he does.
Yeah.
Like, especially these two episodes.
Yeah.
You could see kind of like this is like a very, very infant stages of his writing ability as far as what he really wanted to do in the long run.
Yeah.
So it surprised me a little bit with the Klingon storyline that you don't enjoy it more.
Well, I enjoyed this one more because
You know why, though.
Yeah, I know why.
I like this. Like, I like the scene where they're at the bar drinking together. Like, everyone's drinking together.
Yeah.
I like that scene because
they're going to drink together with the enemies.
But they're not technically enemies, right?
Are they fighting?
But I like this idea that nothing really separates them other than a stupid like a
turf war.
Yeah, and it's kind of like American politics. Not right now necessarily, because I think right now, like, the Democratic and Republican parties do not sit together and drink and have a beer, right?
No.
But like 30 years ago, they would sit in the halls and fight and argue and be like, they're the bad for this country, and then they're like best friends and they're golf buddies, and we're like, come on. You know, I think that kind of mirrors the state, right? Like the dysfunction of the Klingon Empire, that like they are willing to kill each other. They are willing to do these things. They're willing to basically destroy the Empire, but they're going to go grab a beer together after work. And I think that's a really interesting dynamic to have.
I think you need hate in sports. That's what I just took from that. I don't want to see
No, I can't stand when everybody's okay. So the Pistons and Knicks just wrapped up their series.
Yeah.
One of the best basketball playoff series I've seen in a while.
was a
It was
really good
very good,
series.
very physical.
Yeah.
Very
If the Pistons knew how to start a first quarter, they would
or
probably
finish a game.
Or finish a game. Yeah, but we're not going to get into that.
But on the court, everybody's in everybody's face, and then afterwards, everyone just taps everybody up, and we're good.
yeah, it's not like
And
the
it's like,
80s.
no.
It's
No,
not-
I want the
honestly,
hate.
fuck that.
I want
Like-
hate in sports.
Yeah.
I want
You-
hate among my Klingons.
You want Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas hate.
yes.
That's what you want.
Yeah. So while I thought it was a shit move, I think it's good for the rivalry when
Don't even say it.
when the Pistons walked off
Oh.
the court after the
didn't shake
'91
their
Eastern
hands?
Conference
Yeah.
Finals or whatever.
Like
Or
Braun does.
Yeah, they just walked off the court.
Yeah, they didn't
without shaking.
Michael Jordan's
Yeah.
hand. Yeah, because it was like the handing of the torch or whatever. Yeah. Think about how different that would have been if, like, let's say the Pistons won that series and the Bulls walked off the court, but then the Bulls became a dynasty after that. No one would have cared.
No.
But it's the start of the dynasty of the Bulls.
Yeah.
That's why people cared. I was thinking about like this idea of like these Cleons, right? Like they're like best friends in this moment in the bar. And you said you don't necessarily agree with that, but the Cleons are really good at being able to be like, this is battle. This is not like, I know when you're my enemy. You're not my enemy now. It's dishonorable to kill you here. We're just
Yeah.
having a beer, right?
Yeah.
Outside of here, I'll kill you. I'll kill you all day, right?
Like, yeah, because Ian Kern was like, this is the guy this is the Batak that tried to kill us today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
This motherfucker that tried to
Yeah, exactly. And I kind of it gives me a little more appreciation for the Cleons that there
Okay.
are times where they can actually separate those things. Now, of course, it also shows the dysfunction of their empire too, but because so much of it, like, I think my problem with the Cleons is they make them look like so much animals all the time, where they're always fighting and they're always causing issues, that it's like, how would they able to become a successful empire? And this is where you can see maybe this is how they became a successful empire. They can separate the two things.
Yeah.
they compartmentalize well for a brutish group.
Okay. Non-air. So, Joe, this doesn't pertain to Nick anyway, but so I'm going to sidewall this whole thing for a second. This is a conversation that you and I should have.
This didn't go well for us last time on Patreon, by the way.
But neither one of us are drunk.
I don't think either one of us were drunk then.
No, we weren't.
I don't think so. We were just
Oh,
alone.
yeah, that's right. That's bad. We're left unsupervised. It's a terrible
Yeah.
idea. I know we're not supposed to like him, but did Bator make a great argument to Worf?
Well, remind me, it was the.
That's what she was trying to seduce him.
Oh
You have
yeah,
to- you have to mate with Bator.
Yeah, she made a couple of good arguments.
She made some great arguments when I don't know. Worf should have been
I-
like,
when- when
let me
Worf-
think about this.
When Worf was sleeping, he didn't seem to be, because she was like biting on him or whatever, and that was like the mating call.
Yeah.
And then before he woke up, he was into it
Oh,
because
yeah.
he was like,
I was into it.
he was like making noises, and then when he woke up, he wasn't like immediately taken aback either. He was just like, okay,
Yeah.
no,
I've been like, let me think about this.
yeah.
Let's see how this goes.
I would have done like the fakes. I'm like fake sleeping, just see how far it would go. Like you kind of like peek an eye open, how far is she gonna do that?
Yes. How far is she going to go to make sure I wake up?
Then I'll be like, look, I'm in.
Yeah.
You've made
You're
made quite the compelling argument.
Compelling argument. And I now see why.
I'm on board.
I'm on board. I'm in.
What about your sister? Is
Yeah.
your sister on board too?
Yeah.
Can all three of us get on board?
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like fun.
Everything
I
good?
don't know what you're talking about.
When Lursa and Bator were trying to convince Worf to join,
Yes.
I'm like, I'm into this.
Yeah, that's a little rough. That's a little rough. Yeah. Sorry, I had a work phone call.
No.
When I get a work phone call, sometimes I have to take them. Those
Well,
work
yeah,
calls-
because God's your boss.
Oh, I
It's-
get
exactly.
If I were to get a work phone call, I understand.
Yeah, and yeah, this is one I absolutely needed to take.
Everything good?
This is one I needed to take.
Okay.
So,
You're not in trouble with God, are you?
no, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm good.
Is somebody else in trouble with
That's
God?
what it sounded like.
All is well with the boss.
Okay.
All is well with the boss. So we're good there.
Between you and the boss, right?
Is Jesus middle management?
He's what do they call it? Oh, what is it when you?
A regional
No,
manager,
no, he's just like a.
and Gabriel's the assistant to the regional manager.
No, he's a nepotism.
Oh yeah.
He's a nepotism hire.
Right.
I hired my son. He just created a position for his son. He's like, yeah, you're the. I don't know.
What?
Yeah. Huh?
I thought you pointed at something.
I said check your phones.
Dude,
That's all I said.
You just said that.
All right.
I can't.
Okay. So, anything else between about this episode that you really, really, really want to talk about?
Yeah. No, I don't think so. There's one quick thing. I love at the end when Torel was like, "Hey, Gowron, we're gonna rule," and Gowron simply said, "Perhaps." But not today with those eyes. I thought Robert O'Reilly can deliver this guy so darn well.
He does a really good. I think like you can see the character growing, especially like by the time he gets to DS9, he's got this guy figured out completely.
Oh yeah.
The first couple times I saw him, I'm like, this isn't the Gowron I remember. But now we're getting there.
He's getting there.
Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Ready to go on to the next episode.
Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra.
All right.
Darmok and Greg.
Language barrier. Bam. I just nailed it.
So this really stinks, listeners. I have to do this weird thing where I'm going to sum up the episode and I have to leave. I have a work call that I have to address, which is going to be really weird because I was really looking forward to talking about Darmok.
Do we want to do Darmok next week?
Let's do it next week.
You want to do it
Yeah,
next week?
I don't want to because it was a good episode and
Sorry, Net.
Yeah.
Sorry, Net. Sorry, Net.
I really
Sorry,
like
Net.
this episode, so we're just going to stop at this one.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? This is all because Annette is in Ohio.
Yeah. She ruined. She called her
Yeah,
shot.
Ruined it.
It would happen. She shot her shot,
Yeah.
and it bombed. It bombed. Yeah. Well, then you gentlemen can talk about whatever you want.
Oh, we can. So get out of here. We'll wrap it up. Joe,
right.
grab his chair. You can handle the board. Rate. Rating Redemption.
I'll put. Oh, yeah. Let's rate.
I'm gonna.
Redemption.
I just want real quick. I want to see what I gave Redemption number 1.
Redemption number 1. You gave 8.5.
I'm gonna give an 8.0.
8.0. Okay. All right.
Because it was the addition of the third storyline kind of muddied everything up a little bit and kind of.
I am going to go with an 8 as well.
I'm going to go with a 7.5. I thought this episode was substantially better than the.
I thought the first episode was substantially
really?
better.
I just
I can't believe this is 2 full points better than the
it's
last episode.
I don't know why. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because
Klingon sex.
I wonder. Okay. Do you think if you rewatch the first part, you would think it's better now that you watch the second part? Even though I know that you've seen it,
I think
but
so.
now you hadn't seen it in a while.
So here's what I'll do. Next week I'll go back and rewatch.
No.
one.
Don't do revisionist.
No.
It's fine.
I'm not going to change the score, but I'll just go back and kind of give it a rewatch, remembering what happens here and see what I think.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
That makes sense?
Yep.
So that's pretty solid. And then next week we'll review Darmok together.
Darmok and
Are we
Greg.
going to do 3 next week?
2.
We'll just do Darmok and then so
It'd be
We don't
Darmok.
need a 3-hour long show.
Yeah.
No, we don't. We're already at an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah. So we don't
Darmok-
need to be a 3-hour show.
Ooh, I'm excited to hear what your Patreon will be without me today.
Oh.
Because we're going to
We also have the rest of this show without you.
I know.
That is so true. I
wonder if Nick's going to listen. Let's find out.
All right.
No.
I miss you all already. Bye.
Bye.
Are you just going to stop talking?
Yeah, we're just going to stop talking. Joe's going to switch chairs.
Oh, okay.
He's got to run the board.
I want to.
Bye.
Look at this.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, both of the ears work.
I know. Just to update the technology, and then we go.
Okay. Where were we?
We were wrapping up Redemption. He was leaving, and I don't know if we had anything else really. I really could close out if you want to.
You gave it an 8.
I gave it an 8.
Okay. So yeah.
So what are you thinking about Next Generation as a whole? Now we're entering season 5.
They're starting to be consistently better episodes.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Darmok now next week.
Oh, what I wanted to say. Oh, yeah, Darmok. It was in Darmok, but that jacket though.
That jacket though.
The jacket was awesome.
They had I don't know what it was, but Patrick Stewart as Picard seems more It just he just seems more. You know, I don't know how to
He doesn't seem
articulate
as
it.
rigid.
Yeah,
He seems more comfortable in the role. He seems.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Rigid is the word I go to because he's felt very stiff, very cardboard cutout like in the
and
beginning.
he's supposed to be. I get that, but at the same time, I think Patrick Stewart just like I don't know what is it. These 2 episodes, he just seems different to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like season 4 and the first couple episodes of season 5, he seems more comfortable, less. I know he's not an android, but he seems less cold and calculated, like Data.
Data's the android, just so you know.
I knew that.
That's where you're mixing it up.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that. I thought they were both androids. Yeah. No, but he seems. In the first couple of seasons, he seemed very stiff and cold and calculated and like not approachable and not.
Season
it
3
seems like he's allowing a little bit of gray area in his
because it's that gray shirt.
Command. It's true.
It's the gray shirt in the next episode that we're not talking about right now.
Yep. This microphone smells like coffee.
That's because
I know.
It smells like ass.
I don't like coffee.
Either do I.
Have you tried coffee a lot or?
Oh, I've tried it once or twice and I'm good. And then when my daughter moved home from Western Michigan this past week, and she's like, and I was tired. I'm not gonna lie, I was tired, and so she said, "Try this coffee." So I tried a sip of it, and then for the next 10 minutes, I literally was like, "No, I don't like it. Nah, no."
I can't. I've tried coffee. I've tried like iced coffee. I've tried different types of brews. I've tried different flavors, different additives and stuff.
Yeah.
Just,
try this. It doesn't taste like coffee. Yes, it
does.
does.
It all tastes like coffee, and coffee tastes.
Stop lying to
gross.
me. It does.
It's no good.
Because people are like, it's good for like your.
Oh, you know what? You'll get it when you're older.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
No, I don't want herpes when I'm older either. So, you know what we should do next week, Joe? No, that Nick's not here and he's not listening.
Mm-hmm.
When you get here next week, sit in that chair and say, we like this better.
Yeah. How would he do over there?
Hey, 734-494-0980. If you're still with us after an hour and 15 minutes, I need you all to, like, on the down low, because I don't know if Nick's actually going to listen to this or not.
No, there's no way this ever gets to his ears.
Yeah. I need you all to comment that when he left, you guys liked Joe better on the soundboard position. Can you do that for us? Please. That'd be great. Joe's running the mic right now. All right. You got anything else for today?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well,
we'll do Darmok and Greg and
I don't know. Silicon Avatar, I think, is the one after that.
Okay.
So
Silicon Avatar?
Yes. Avatar. No.
Mm-hmm. Got him
almost. Well, this has been fun.
Hold on, I need to figure out where the exit music.
I think
is.
it's on the page 1, isn't it? Go to music. Live on air, guys.
Yeah.
And then see the little arrow on the bottom left, like a.
Oh, I see.
It might be over there. You might not get exit music. No, that's not it. Oh, we got to save that for next week. So the arrow on the screen. This is great. Down. Oh. Hit music down there, and it's probably one of those.
Oh, here we go.
See, there's multiple pages. There you go.
Yep.
Hey, Joe's learning on the fly, guys. Sorry. There he goes. Hey, thanks for listening. If you haven't watched Jeopardy, please watch Jeopardy. Refer it to somebody. We got quite a few people to watch it. We want some more. So thank you for watching, and please drop some comments. The likes, the subscribes, the comments, all of it helps us get some algorithm, get some recognition. So thank you.
It's been going better now.
Yeah,
we're getting more comments, we're getting more interactions, and YouTube is, I think, on a good trend.
Yeah, we love the comments, we love the feedback. You can tell us we suck, and we love that too.
We get that too.
Yeah, we get that too. 734-494-0980 is another way you can reach us. So
Instagram, Facebook,
Instagram. Guess I'm not doing the Dharma ones this week. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Actually, week by the time you hear this.
Yep. Bye.
Peace out, y'all.